Hey everybody, this review is on The Long Walk. So the plot of this movie is, as the title suggests, there's a long walk happening, which is basically like a marathon, but it's a high stakes competition. It's a very intense, thrilling long walk that's heavily guarded and run by this guy played by Mark Hamill, who tries to motivate this general who motivates these teenagers who try to walk, and the prize at the end is that they get one wish granted to them. So all the kids go on this really high stakes, intense marathon, and there's a lot of really bad stuff that happens because if they stop, they're really in trouble. When they stop, the first time they're left off with a warning. Then the next time they're warned again, and they're eyed on a little bit. And if they fail to comply, well, they're all dead. So all these kids have to try and survive this long walk while also squabbling, and they're also really not getting along. And it consists of Peter, this nervous black child, Hank, this quippy Asian kid who becomes Peter's best friend, Arthur, this poor black kid who wants to earn a bunch of money to become an astronaut, Gary, who's a jerk, Stebbins, who's also a jerk but also kind of a loner, Curly, who's the youngest of them, Richard, who's this geeky journalist who wants to write a book about all the thing that happened at the long walk. So he wants to tell his story to the world. Barkovich, who's a rebellious bully, and this other kid. I don't remember what his name was, but he was like a First Nations kid or something. I don't know. And they all go on this big long walk while trying to avoid getting shot at, and also some of them even trying to put an end to this walk and hopefully try to save the world from this really bad competition. I really liked this movie. I honestly, this movie was even better than I thought it was going to be. When I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this seems interesting. A survival thriller, and it's different for Stephen King because this is based on a Stephen King story, which, yeah, I have been into his work for the past few years, although I'm not familiar with this story. I don't know if this was a short story or book. I mean, his books are extremely long, but this one, I think it was I don't know if this was accurate to the story, but as a movie, I really liked it. I thought it was very thrilling throughout, and it's one of those thriller movies that I kind of like where it's mostly kind of set in one location. Well, it's not really because obviously they're walking like several miles, and they're going through like forests and stuff, and they're mostly just on the road and highways. But even without like a bunch of danger and big sets, it's still a pretty tense atmosphere because they're kind of just in the middle of civilization nor, and they just have to keep walking, and they're and their lives are at stake because there's a lot of really bad consequences that happen if if they fail to comply. Well, they die if they keep repeating their offense. Like sometimes if you get a rock in your shoe, well, too bad. You're still getting off with a warning. So nobody's really safe in this movie. And I do like how, yeah, in traditional Stephen King sets, it's mostly about like young people, and there's always a group of bullies. But even then, the kids all do have very distinct personalities. Like Peter's just a black, just you would think he's the kid who gets beat up, but no, he's kind of with everybody else, and he tries to be more courageous. Like his whole arc is that he's really nervous, but at the same time, he really wants to go forward, and he wants to prove to everyone that he's not some timid kid. Hank is obviously just this quippy, geeky, socially awkward kid, but he also wants to prove to everybody that, he can do good. He wants to prove that he can be brave and he can get through this really bad walk that they're pretty much forced against their will to go on. And yeah, even all the kids and do really good in this, even if a lot of the characters do seem kind of stereotypical. Like even compared to even like like Stephen King kind of does write, the child teen characters a little similarly, but all the all the kids here do really good. I thought they were very good in their roles, and But the real show stealer is Mark Hamill. He is, well, duh. He's Mark Hamill. He's great as always. And if the Joker proves anything, we all know he's the best Joker, but that proves that he's really great at playing villains. And this is no exception. And it's not like he's in the movie in like a couple scenes. I mean, okay, I guess arguably maybe he kind of is, but he actually does appear throughout the movie sometimes just to, yell at the kids, like say, hey, this is your final warning, or it's like, pick up or don't do that. So it's kind of like a weird thing where like he's kind of in the mood, but they don't dwell on him too much. But he's great as always in the role. Mark Hamill's just great in villain roles, so I'm glad he got to do something in a live action film like this. Although he's probably done more, but none that really I could think of. And you would think that since it's Stephen King, it'd be horror. It's not. It's a thriller. But that said, it's very intense. It's very thrilling. Like there's even a lot of there's even some moments that do even make you cringe, like without giving too much away. I guess that's what where someone even walks and dislocates his foot, like, and you can see like the bone sticking out. It's crazy. Like there's some moments that are just really cringy, and I know what you're probably thinking. What if they have to go to the bathroom? They actually do deal with that in this movie. So if you're really squeamish to that kind of stuff, sorry to say, yeah, they deal with that. And of course, all the kids, like, they're very bratty, of course, and lots of them are really mean to each other, but I get it. That's how teenagers are, and that's how, like, stereotypical teenagers were written. I don't know how old the book is, but yeah, it was a really fun movie. It was brilliantly acted, and despite very few set locations, it's very well shot. Like you actually do feel like you're walking with all these kids, and even though it does feel slow at first, it does build up to a lot of the tension, and you're like, "Ooh, I hope all these kids are safe." And it's from the director of this movie directed all the Hunger Games sequels, and or did he just do two of them? Anyway, but I honestly can see how this kind of does have a similar plot to Hunger Games, a bunch of young people competing in a competition with a lot of deadly stakes. So, I mean, I know the story was written before the Hunger Games, but I wouldn't be shocked if, Hunger Games was inspired by this story, but maybe it's not. But I guess the director kind of likes those like competitive life at stake kind of action movies, and it's a really good film. Like it's not like full special effects action, but there's a lot of tension to it. So if you really like that kind of stuff, this is a movie for you to check out. I think it's definitely. I don't maybe theatrical wise, it doesn't have like a huge scale, but it's good to see if you want like an intense atmosphere sitting in a theater, and that's exactly what I got with this movie. So yeah, the Long Walk, I thought it was really good. It was it was very intense without being too flashy, which is what a good thriller should be. And all the characters were really good. Like they all stood out, even though some of you could argue their personalities are kind of stereotypical, but I could at least tell them apart. They all the kids stand out, and all the young actors did very good in their roles. So yeah, Long Walk, one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Is it better than Ballerina? No, Ballerina is still my favorite of the year, and I wouldn't even say it's as good as Sinners or The Day the Earth Blew Up. But uh, no, but it will probably be in my top 10 by the end of the year. So yeah, The Long Walk, I highly recommend it. It's a very fun movie. It's not too long. It's like an hour and 40 something minutes, but it goes by quick. It's very fast paced, even though there's not a lot of action and like thrills, but like it builds up to a lot of tension. If you like that kind of stuff, it's a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend seeing it. All right, the trailers that played before the movie: A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, which isn't this already out? That's weird. Mind you, I've gotten that sometimes where they've played a trailer for a movie that's already out. Like I saw F1 like I don't know a month back in August or something, and they played a Superman trailer, and I'm actually a Superman and Fantastic Four trailer, and I'm like, can they do that? Or which is weird, but A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. Yeah, it's out now, and I might see it. I mean, it looks cute. I mean, Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie are both great actors, and I do kind of like the concept of it about how they're going through doors, like time traveling and reminiscing their memories. It could be okay, so I probably might see it. The Black Phone 2. I haven't seen the first Black Phone. I've heard it's quite good though. Maybe I'll check it out. I mean, it's getting close to October, so maybe I'll actually see it before this one's out. But I mean, it looks all right, so maybe I'll check out the first. I don't know. Good Fortune. This one looks kind of funny. It's with Keanu Reeves, where he plays an angel trying to bring good luck. It's a very different role for him, but it looks pretty good, and it has some other talented people in it. Aziz Ansari is in it, Sandra Oh's in it, so some talented people in it. So maybe this could be funny. A very different role for Keanu Reeves. I mean, I know he's done comedies before, but it's not like a huge part of his career. So maybe this one might be funny. Maybe it could be surprising, but we'll see. And I got The Strangers Chapter 2. I didn't see the Strangers Chapter 1 last year. I think Madeline Pesh was in that one. Yeah, she was. But I've seen the original Strangers movie, like the one with Liv Tyler, and I did really like it. I think it's one of the best horror movies of the 2000s. But apparently there was a sequel, but I did not know they made one and until chapter 1 came out, and now they're doing this, so maybe will I have to get caught up with the series? I don't know, but I did like the first Strangers, so maybe I'll watch the rest of the franchise just to say I completed it. And I guess if the second Strangers or Strangers Chapter 1 are good, maybe this will be good. I don't know, but yeah, The Long Walk, it's worth watching if you love Stephen King or if you love, you know, intense action thrillers that are like on the edge of your seat. Then this is a really good one to check out. I had a really fun time with this one. So, yeah, that's my review of The Long Walk. So, take care, everybody.